You're performing tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine for a lot of Singaporeans, it's like that thing that they're looking forward to this week, you know?
Yeah.
You work hard all through the week and then, okay, we're going to that concert, we might cry a little bit,
I like that, yeah.
we might hold hands. So
I like that idea, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, you're giving people that. So that's incredible.
That's a really cool way to look at it, actually. I haven't thought about that, but yeah, I do like the idea of they're escaping from whatever their problems are for an hour and a half, and that's part of the reason
Yeah.
I do it, yeah.
If you were not Dean Lewis, would you be a fan of Dean Lewis? Would you listen to his music?
Yeah, like, I mean, I might annoy myself a little bit, but I write the songs that I want to write because I listen to them. So the song I'm putting out next, the song I just put out then, How Do I Say Goodbye? Be Alright. I listen to these songs hundreds of times before I release them. Hundreds. Yeah. And I think that's important for anyone who's doing what you love. You have to do it for you. You have to love it. Sometimes you don't get it right. I recorded Be Alright like 4 times to get it right. But I love the stuff that I do. But once I release it, I stop listening, and then I get started on the next thing.
Yeah.
But by the time I release it, I would listen to 1,000 times to each song.
Music, ironically, it begins in silence, right? Thought in your head, and then pen to paper, and then you got a waveform, and you're sending it to your friends, and like, what do you think? And, and then now it belongs to the world.
Yes.
Like 1.5 billion on Spotify, I think, right? You can't imagine what that song must be to a Korean, a Malaysian, it's somewhere, you know?
Yeah, no, great question. And I remember when I was sending that to my friends, some of my friends would say, I don't know, man, like, I liked how you played on the piano. I had people say that, or the guitar's too loud, turn it down. Or like, the day before I released it, I had the head of one of my record labels say to me, look, I love this song, but I think you released the wrong version. Because there was a demo that was like a different version, and the vocal on that was better. So you have all these people, you never know if it's going to be a hit. And I had so much doubt in my head, and so many of my friends didn't like the recording. They were like, I like a bit on the piano. And then it comes out, and then it just blows up. It was crazy. And I watched my following on Instagram go crazy. And then, but my relationship with the song is great because it changed my life. I was living with my nan a little bit before that. Like, $10,000 I'd saved, and I moved in with my grandma for like a year to save money and to give this a try. And then that song came out, and then it was like, now I can I can buy a house, what I mean? Like, cool. Like, my life's completely different now. Whenever I play it, it's like a cheat code. The song's great for them, and they love it, and it feels special to them. Yeah.
In a perfect world, let's talk about that song.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have either experienced or someone's done that to us where something's going great and then we give in to fear.
Yes.
Right? For me, my last sort of experience was, it was so good that I was afraid to take it. I was so afraid to take it because I'm so used to being single, for example. I'm so used to chasing something. So when the dream presents itself,
exactly.
You're afraid to take the dream because now it's like, what happens after the dream? Life after love?
Well, that's a good point. That's exactly what I was going through with the song. I think a lot of people are going through that. And for me, it's something I've done ever since I wrote all my second album about this one girl that I thought I was going to end up with. And then I did the whole thing. I was like sending her letters. I never do this. I'm always like, a little bit disinterested. But I gave, you give everything. Yeah. And then that was 3 years ago. And then ever since then, I was like, like, the less that I care, you can't get hurt or whatever. So this song it was funny because I'd just gone through that. I had this girl I really liked, and then just kind of pushed her away because she got too close. And then I told Julia Michaels that because we were in the room. And I just told her what happened. And she goes, you're an idiot. Yeah. And then she just goes, and I played her the little half of the song I'd written on my verse, and she goes, well, what if we wrote a chorus about in a perfect world where you stayed? And so that's how the song came together, and she literally jumped into the head of the girl that I had just, had this thing with, and wrote from that perspective. And the brilliance of her input there is that she also kind of provides a solution to what you're experiencing. It's like literally the chorus says, this is what you have to do. So just do that. Exactly. And when she said it, I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what do you mean a perfect world? And then it was just really, really inspiring. She's very, very smart. I feel with your music, and what I really appreciate about your music is that with every release, you have something to say. I don't know if you've faced it yet, but people go like, your next single, just make it the 15-second song that people can do TikToks to. Oh, yeah. Just churn out another one of those. Yeah. Like, do you see that as sort of an opportunity, or do you just kind of like pretend you didn't hear it? I never write songs for TikTok. So I had a big hit before TikTok. The only hit song that I've had since TikTok came out was my new one, How Do I Say Goodbye? Yeah. That was the first song I'd had that was a hit on TikTok. And I want people to hear the songs. I want them to be successful. So, I still write for me, and I write songs that I like, and I choose the ones that I like, and then I go, what's the section I'm going to put on TikTok? As opposed to doing it the other way around.
Yeah.
So that's how I've always done it.
No, I like that. Because it can be a tool or it can be a threat, you know? So that is to the music industry. So to bring that now to intensify it to AI, you know, I think that's been like a concern as of late, you know? So tool or threat, do you see it as something
AI?
that... Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be, I mean, there's no way that, like a friend of mine said that they're not going to be able to replicate the authenticity of songwriting. I'm like, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that we all as songwriters, I think we just have brains that retain things we've heard in the past a bit better and we spit them out. And that's kind of what AI is, isn't it? Like it just learns from everything that exists and then it's going to spit out the formula from things, and I think it's going to be incredible. So it's probably a threat, but I worry for the artists maybe down the line when that's going to be a thing. It might be in a year or two, who knows? But I haven't thought about it too much, but I know they're going to write better songs than us. I think they're going to write the best songs ever.
Would you listen to a AI Dean Lewis?
Yeah, oh, hell yeah.
I don't have it now, but like you would totally like.
Yeah, I just think what they're going to do is I have a theory that I haven't thought about too much, but. Obviously, there's like, you know, Tupac singing this, and there's like, you know, all these cool, like Liam Gallagher singing this and different songs. I think there'll be like a song and you can choose what artist you want to, vocal you want to hear on it. I thought maybe, who knows if the future's like, there's going to be hit songs and you choose your favorite vocal on it. Like, that could be a thing.
Yeah, like I got Michael Jackson to sing me Happy Birthday last month.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
It was scary, but then I'm trying to lean into like, whoa, technology is so cool. We've reached a point where this is a reality.
Yeah, it's cool. I just think about how artists in the future are going to like, how do you make a name for yourself? It's just going to be tougher to compete because if something can analyze greatness and mathematically map it out, it's really tough to compete with that. So we'll see what happens. Because for instance, the chess players can't beat the computers. The computers just win. It's just, you can't beat them. Yeah. I think that's probably going to happen. But I think there'll always be a market for genuine, real songs. I just think they're going to sound very similar. And
we can only hope.
We'll see.
Just to close off, we're going circle back to In a Perfect World. What do you say to the person who, when they first listened to the song, maybe the girl that they were dating or someone sent it to them, it's like, this is us, 100%. Do they stay or do they ghost?
No, if someone pushes you away, just go do your own thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't try to change. Don't chase anyone. You know, you'll find somewhere you blend it. And sometimes I think people just need a year. Like, you just might need a year to evolve, and then but you got to go separate ways in life, and then. There's so many people out there for everyone, really. There's never just one person, I don't think.
Yeah.
That like people hang on too long, and when you're in it, it feels like, oh, I can't live without them. But in 2 months, you don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's very little. So I'd say move on.
Choose the ones who choose you.
Yeah,
right?
100%. Yeah. When you're younger, it's like it's not that just exciting. That reality, but. The truth is, if someone doesn't choose you, no point. Like you can't chase them and make them like you. And no matter how much money or success or anything you achieve, some people just don't like you. You know what I mean? Or you don't gel with them.
And that's okay.
And it's okay.
You don't have to win everyone over.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you have a good show tomorrow.
It's a really good interview. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sweaty hands.